show the video of what Hope Chicago does every single year with a big scholarship reveal, and kids are so excited about that opportunity. But we're going to break it down and explain it a little bit more. So Hope Chicago launched in 2022, offering access to debt-free post-secondary degree and career certification programs for all currently enrolled students at participating schools. Now, all 4 of those classes are in college, but now this includes even more schools. So they partner with high schools Benito Juarez, Morgan Park, Johnson College Prep, Farragut. Is it Al Rabi? I hope I got that right. And that means the scholarship and support will be available to about 700 more students and parents across the south and west sides, which is greatly needed. And that includes Farragut senior Yael Leon, who's with us right now. Did I get your name right?
Yes, you did.
Yes! All right, and then we're also joined by Virag, Nanavati, the principal at Farragut Career Academy. And I got your name right too.
Sure.
Look at me, I'm doing
Thank you for coming.
2 for 100.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you both for coming.
Of course.
You know, for people at home who are not familiar, let's talk about the scholarship, how it really makes a difference.
Well, I can tell you that I was a sophomore in high school when I moved here, and how I pay for college was always on my mind. My parents worked hard. I didn't have to take a lot of loans, but to be a senior in this day and time and to not have the burden of college tuition is a big relief for the student and the family. So it's a blessing for the schools that are Hope Chicago schools.
So Yael, let's talk about you, because you're going to be one of the recipients of this scholarship. Have you identified what you want to do with your future, and then what school are you looking to go to with this scholarship?
Well, for school, I'm hoping to go to either UIC or I've also thought of Loyola. But sorry, can you repeat the question?
I was asking, what do you want to do with your career in the future? What are your plans?
Well, I was hoping to get into dentistry and also engineering. They both really fascinate me.
Interesting.
So what were your plans prior to this scholarship coming on board? How were you thinking about paying for this? Had that been a conversation in your household?
It wasn't really, not at the time. Hope Scholarship really solidified like going to college for me because, you know, that financial burden, it wasn't really something that I was looking forward to, getting into debt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you feel like you truly knew that this is like, once you got off of this, that this is a big deal? Like, hey, look, I get to go into my adult life starting off without this burden, as the principal said.
Yes, it was.
I want to talk to you about your student body and how many students will be the recipient of this, and really what that looks like. Kind of give us a picture of who your average student is and would they have had the opportunity to go to college if it were not for this?
So we have close to 100 students per grade level. Most of our students are immigrants at some point or another, mostly Latinx families, some Black families. And prior to Hope Chicago, I can tell you that about 44% of my students went to a 2-year or a 4-year university. Immediately after Hope Chicago selected Farragut to be a Hope school, 78% of the students started going into college. And last year we were honored at the Board of Education meeting because 87.5% of our students enrolled in college, which is second highest for any other neighborhood high school in Chicago.
So it wasn't that the desire wasn't there, the money wasn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you probably saw students' attitudes change pretty quickly that first year, knowing that, hey, this is changing the trajectory of my life.
Yeah, I mean, so many students, like, you know, Yael, as you grow up, there are things that you wish you get into, but there is this financial burden. How am I going to pay for this dream of mine? And, you know, luckily for us, Hope Chicago is paying for these students, really hardworking students, all their tuition. And so now you can pursue whatever your heart desires and whatever you dreamed about.
That's a big deal. So Yael, what are you thinking now? How thankful are you for this opportunity? And then what are your fellow classmates saying about this? Because I'm sure some of them, like your principal just said, they wanted to go to college too, but it wasn't maybe something they were talking about because they knew that they financially couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I'm extremely thankful and extremely grateful as well. But for my classmates, I think the realization hasn't really hit them yet, so there wasn't really a big reaction. But I think that's because they haven't made the realization that this is such an amazing opportunity for them. And I encourage every single one of them to, you know, take advantage of the opportunity.
You mentioned dentistry and engineering. Was your plan then initially to go to a junior college? Is that what you were thinking? And then where were you thinking about going? Were you going to stay right here at home as well?
I was thinking about staying in the state, yeah, but I wasn't really looking into colleges, and when Hope Scholarship came along, it really allowed that for me.
I know when I was awarded just a little bit of scholarship, my parents were jumping for joy because, it's a team effort. I'm the one who's still, I'm still paying for off student loans. What was your parents' reaction to know that you were blessed with this opportunity?
My mom was ecstatic. She was extremely ecstatic, yeah. She was very excited, and, that burden was lifted of getting into debt and that tuition, because, it's financially stressful. So.
And for some people, they may be the first generation. So in your household, were you going to be the first generation to go to college?
I was.
And now you will.
Yep.
Congrats.
Awesome. Yeah, congratulations. That's really the story right there.
Yeah. So when people are now choosing, or students are now choosing maybe the career path or starting to think of ideas, is it a lot of kind of science and tech? Are you seeing people go into the arts, or is there really a trend? I guess that's just for my own curiosity.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a trend. We have students who want to go into barbershop, cosmetology. We have students that want to be working with cars. We have students who want to be in the nursing field. So we all, after 17, 18 years, really kind of have an idea of what we want to do with our life in the future, and now they all can get to pursue whatever it is that they want to pursue.
So before this, because this goes back to my high school days, there was a high school counselor there. They would kind of guide you through whatever it is you wanted to do. If you want to go to a 2-year college, if you wanted to go to a 4-year university, the counselor had to kind of shift to be able to accommodate the students, because now they do want to go to college. And then when did this come down? Because I would assume these deadlines are coming up now.
Yep. So not only do we have 2 counselors that can help, with the applications and the essays and all that, but Hope Chicago also provides all 5 of the schools with a college success coach.
Oh, wow.
So the coach specifically works with all the students to make sure we're meeting all the deadlines, meeting with the families for FAFSA and all of those things. So not doing the paperwork on time will not be the reason
that you won't get in.
Yeah,
exactly.
wow.
So are you done? Did you finish your paperwork? Because some of these deadlines come up, I think, in November, if I'm not mistaken. Are you done with your essay?
I am not, no.
Okay, well, you better get on top of it, y'all.
Maybe you can add some of this into your essay too, huh?
Yeah.
How about your fellow classmates? I know Tia asked, if they're as thankful, but you guys are still probably very motivated in school in order to get to the school that you want to go into, or get into the career choice or path that you want to do as well.
Sorry, wait, can you repeat the question?
Okay, you know what? It was kind of bad.
It was kind of open-ended. It was
open-ended. But do you find, even though you are for sure getting this opportunity, that you're still working just as hard as if classes?
Absolutely. I would even say that it's pushed me to work even harder, because, this opportunity, I want to take advantage of it. And because it's came along, I feel like I'm just entitled to work harder, just to push harder, and just to really take advantage of it.
That's a blessing. Not to have to pay for college.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
That is such a huge deal. Even for parents, most parents that have a kid right now, that's their number one thought after the kid comes out is how we're going to pay for college. So it is such a huge deal. It really is. Any other thoughts from you, Principal?
Well, I think the 5th cohort, after 4 cohorts of Hope Chicago, I think Hope Chicago has done a great job to figure out what we can do so that more students graduate. I think it's changed how we do school at Farragut. I started March of 2024. Last year was a phenomenal year for us. This year we're on the right trend, because our goal as a school is to improve graduation rates and make sure that more and more students qualify for this wonderful opportunity. And then on Hope's end, they provide mentoring when the kids are in high school, but then also in college. There's a person, a campus liaison, that checks in on the student to make sure that the student's not being distracted. And then, also the scholarship extends to one of the parents. So if Yael's mom wanted to go to college,
oh wow,
has a chance to do that.
That's right, I forgot about that part.
Wow.
And so this truly is something that could transform the life of families and entire communities with this Hope Chicago blessing.
You know, I am going to put you on the spot, either one of you. Is there a specific story that you've heard, maybe from an upperclassman who has graduated already, or a student, that's really been impactful? You've seen them just go above and beyond, whether that's now for a 2-year that they graduated from, or now you're getting to a point probably where you're seeing students who have graduated from a 4-year university.
Yeah, just I think a few weeks ago there was an article in Chalkbeat that highlighted one of my seniors. So the student had a sister who goes to U of I right now pursuing pre-medical school, Hope Chicago scholar. The student now is a senior and also doesn't have to worry about college tuition, but more importantly, her dad is also taking advantage of Hope Chicago's parent scholarship, because he found that he's in this field where if he got an advanced certification, it would make him maybe $15,000, $20,000 more. And it wasn't lack of experience, it was just this lack of certification. So he's going through school now, thanks to Hope Chicago, to further his financial chances.
It's really reshaping lives is what it sounds
It
like.
really is.
How is the mentoring part going? Do you already have a mentor assigned to you?
I don't think I do.
Not yet, but you're getting there.
Yeah,
because
we're
now
definitely getting there,
you're
yeah.
rolling through the program. Well, I think best of luck to you. I mean, it sounds like you really have your options. So dentist or engineer, you got to kind of pick now.
I do, yes.
Yeah, this is great. You got it going on. We're going to see this hopefully 2026, 2027.
We really hope so.
Wow, what a program. Thank you both so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
For your time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.